So, I've been using the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip6 for close to a month and I've unlocked some secrets to make this flip form factor very usable to reach its potential from being a regular level 1 to a level 9000 smartphone, like taking advantage of the cover screen, the flex mode settings and plenty more. And in this video, I will show you how. Let's start with this flex window or the cover screen. So this is an improved screen size since last year, so naturally it made me use this screen way much more compared to just typically using the phone in a particular folded form factor, since now we can use this screen first when we get any notifications. Now by default itself, the flex window screen is very usable and the notifications is available when you swipe from the left, and you can find other widgets that you set when you swipe from the right. But if you want to take the experience of this flex window to a whole new level, the first thing you need to do is to download Samsung's Good Lock app. Now this will make the display just from a cover screen to an actual usable small and a mighty screen. And later I'll also show you how to convert this phone into a mini laptop, so stay tuned for that. Now this Good Lock app is available exclusively on the Galaxy Store. Once downloaded, load it up and go to the Live Up tab below. Then download the Multi-Star app, which will appear on the top as soon as you download that. In that, choose the I Love Galaxy foldable and the launcher widget. And here's where it will allow you to select other apps in this particular flex window. Then go back to the flex window screen, touch and hold and add the Good Lock launcher as a widget, and you'll see the additional apps over there. So now you can load all of these apps on this particular screen, such as the YouTube app, Instagram, TikTok, Netflix and practically every app, thanks to this Good Lock extension app. And after installing the Good Lock app, here's where you can also find the game widget, which will allow you to play games on this particular form factor and screen if you're into that. But my main thing is the fact that I can now play Genshin Impact on this particular screen, which was really mind-blowing to know. So yes, this makes the flex window way better and more usable compared to not getting the Good Lock app. And then there's also other customizable cover screen options by touching and holding the home screen, where other than the default cover screens that you can choose, when you come to the option where it says open phone for more cover screen options, just flip open the phone and hit the add new option, and in there you can do cool things like adding your own photos, where you can go up to 15 photos if you want. So for example, I choose 5 photos of Luna and then I hit done, which will randomly choose between the 5 different photos that I choose of Luna, which is really cute and sweet because who doesn't love a good photo shuffle of your pets, right? And of course, you can add filters and customize the clock features over here too. Now, other than using your photo gallery images, you can also create with AI to generate your unique wallpaper styles too. And here is where you can also use the ambient wallpapers that will change according to your time, location and the weather forecast as well. Now let's talk about this flex mode and how it will give you unique benefits compared to non-folding smartphones, because why settle for ordinary when you have a flippable form factor? Now firstly, these flex mode panel capabilities are supported in almost all apps since the phone is at the 6th generation. So that is the benefit of having a device which is already at the 6th generation, because it gives the developers more time to have their apps featured over here. So when the app is loaded, for example, I just love using this flex mode with Canva, where once you turn the display to almost a folding position, the bottom left will have an icon that just looks like the flip. Just select that and it will transform the whole bottom screen into a virtual trackpad. So I love the little idea of having a little mouse cursor on the top of the screen and a full touchpad at the bottom, and that was really lovely and makes this into a tiny little laptop feature. And since it's also a trackpad, you can easily do things like scrolling with 2 fingers on apps like Instagram, or even go back to the typical going back swipe on how you would do on a smartphone. Now I even tried video editing on CapCut and the trackpad scrolling was super responsive, once again making this into a mini laptop. And if you're browsing through websites, the vertical scroll on the right comes in clutch for scrolling up and down very easily. Then if you're typing something on Gmail, the virtual keyboard will appear to give you that easier typical experience. Then you can also hide the keyboard and resume using the touchpad right after. Now speaking of this touchpad, right below that there are 5 virtual buttons over there too. The first is to open another app in a split screen mode, where you can switch between the bottom and the upper screen easily too by touching the 3 dotted lines right in the middle. Then the second virtual button is to bring up the notification menu, and the third virtual button takes a screenshot at the top half of the screen. Then the fourth button toggles the trackpad off and on. Then finally, the three dotted lines on the right gives you further settings for the display brightness, volume adjustments, and toggle for the flex mode settings as well. Then if you're like me who loves to watch videos when you're having your lunch or dinner on a dining table, this was also great since this flex mode is a sort of a bake-in stand, and I just love how the bottom screen has this player mode to scroll through the video timeline easily and has full player controls too. Then if you're looking to take photos or TikTok videos or Instagram reels of yourself without grabbing your girlfriend or your boyfriend, well, you don't have to use them as a human tripod because this flex mode is really amazing when it comes to that. And speaking of using this phone as a tripod, let's go into the camera experience. So the biggest upgrade that Samsung did on this Z Flip6 is the main camera because it's upgraded from a 12 megapixel to a massive 50 megapixel. So this means 50 megapixel selfie photos, my friend. Now because of this flex mode, I never use the front selfie camera anymore since I can use the main camera to take photos, whether or not it's the 12 megapixel mode or even as mentioned the 50 megapixel mode as well, and here is how. So once you're at the camera app, go into the flex mode and then the camera menu settings will be arranged in the middle of the screen. Next, choose the second last option towards the right and it will toggle the cover screen to turn on. So now, as you can see the camera, it will take high quality selfies using this camera instead of typically using this cover screen. And in this particular mode, it gives you the option to also use the ultra-wide lenses and also give the benefits towards whoever you're taking a photo for them to see how they look before you are taking a shot. So that was brilliant, my friends. Now speaking of brilliant, I will show you how you can supercharge your productivity with two cool features coming soon as well. Then if you're taking photos on your own, the flex zoom has also been very much improved too, where it will frame you properly depending on how close or how far you are from the cameras. And to activate this, just load the camera app from the cover screen, and then when you use the flex window as a viewfinder, it will adjust to frame you accordingly. So yes, imagine the amount of high quality photos and videos that you can take now, not only during the day but also at night as well, as seen in these photos. And just like last year's model, I love to use this on the camcorder mode when taking videos, which not only makes it look cool but also gives you a better grip as well. And this year, Samsung has embraced these usabilities by including a zoom interface at the bottom of the screen as well, which is another smart move from Samsung. And if it's not on the camcorder mode, you can also use this flex mode too for taking some nice vertical shots by resting the phone nicely at the palm of your hands, and that would be really cool when it comes to really keeping your phone nice and stable and framing yourself in a shot. And speaking of Instagram stories recording, here's an audio recording test for a vlogging situation so you can be the judge on how it sounds and how it looks.
Okay, so one of the main advantage of having a flip form factor like this is of course using the rear camera as your video recording for selfie video situations like this. And of course, this would be one of the main factors on why you should go with a flip compared to having a typical candy bar shaped smartphone. So this is also an audio test for you to hear how the recording is. I'm very sure it's better typically compared to using the front camera. So this is a video and audio quality test. Test 1 2, test 1 2, test 1 2.
So what do you think? Amazing, right? Now if you guys are enjoying this video so far, a thumbs up would be very much appreciated to tell YouTube that this video was a good video, and a subscription would be lovely too. Thank you very much in advance. Then switching from the cameras, let's go into other software-based features to increase the level of your multitasking or productivity, and that is through the edge panel. So at the edge panel, you can find the Smart Select option by swiping towards the edge of the screen and selecting the second icon from the top. And where this comes in handy is for situation where if you're reading an article and if you like to either copy those images and share what you have circled to anyone, you can even download it and even convert to text, where you can easily do that over here. And you can even add to note, pin or just edit accordingly. And speaking of articles, if you want a written version of this whole video as an easy recap, you can head to our website at www.adamlobo.tv. Links to that will be down below. Now the apps over here at the edge panel can be set according to what exactly you want by hitting the pen icon to customize which apps to appear on these edge panels as well. Then the next settings that you must turn on is the multi-window option, which is under the advanced features. Now over here, make sure to toggle the swipe for split screen and swipe for pop-up view, and by doing this on any app that you're on, you can swipe from the top right and resize the window accordingly. Then you'll be able to move the pop-up window wherever on your screen, minimize it to an icon or expand expand or close the window. And by selecting the 3 dots menu, there are further options to hide the top menu, go to the split screen app mode, and finally adjust the opacity of this window as well. Then as for the next settings that you must adjust is the sound settings, because by default, Dolby Atmos is turned off. So make sure to hit to the sound quality and effects and toggle that. And you can even go to further adjustments on the different EQ settings over there as well. Then there's even the boost dialogue toggle, which works amazing when watching videos on Netflix or even on Disney Plus, where it uses AI to give that extra boost. Very handy when it comes to watching movies, especially for those low dialogue volumes. Then there's also the toggle for adapt sound, which works best when it comes to wearing headphones, which is adapted according to your age, or you can even add your own personalized sound profile. And finally, if you want to take your usage of this Galaxy Z Flip6, you can use the myriad of options of the Galaxy AI features, like the new and improved circle to search, drawing assist, using the interpreter with the cover display and more, which I'll go in depth in my upcoming videos, so don't forget to subscribe as there's plenty to cover over there too.